I had posted this tweet up on my Twitter page on March 3rd, 2021, and I meant to do or cover it in my live stream with Town Biz on this past Friday, but I got so wrapped up in the conversation that me and him were having that I forgot to bring this up. But maybe it's a good thing that I'm keeping this as a separate video, so this is yet another Twitter analysis. So what actually inspired me to write this tweet was something that I had saw on on Instagram. It was a post basically talking about black people getting reparations and how they would spend the money and everything like that. And I'm telling you right now, I get sick and goddamn tired of that talking point constantly coming up of what black people are going to do with money that is owed to them. Who gives a damn what we do with our money? It's our money. If people choose to blow it on whatever they want, let them blow it on whatever they want. If people want to invest, let them invest. It's their money. They can do with it what they want. So I said, how come when the topic of reparation comes up, everyone, including black people, and there's a reason why I included black people, because it was black people, believe it or not, that made me make this tweet. A lot of people were saying, oh, when they responded to this tweet, they said, oh, because, you know, racism and white supremacy and everything like that. Believe it or not, it wasn't even palm-colored people that made me write this tweet. It was other black people that made me write this tweet. So I had to correct a few people in the comments or who was responding to me because they automatically jumped to Dub S. No, believe it or not, this time it had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with us. And by us, I'm talking about other black people who would benefit off of this. That's the weirdest thing to me. Like, how are you as a black person against a debt that is owed to you? I'm not understanding. It's not registering to me at all. They would be people that I would not put on a hearing for reparations ever. You know, because they start to sound like Herschel Walker and what's his face? Larry Elder. They start to sound just like them. So I'll continue. Assuming black people are going to blow their shit on something dumb. But see, and that also goes back to the stereotype that black people have poor spending habits. Have you seen the stuff white people and other groups of people spend their money on? How many wars has this nation gotten into with other nations? You know that costs money, and that money comes from you because it comes from taxpayers' dollars and other stuff. But you're too busy pocket watching black people, your own people, to know a damn thing from a damn thing. And it says, and if they are, they can do with their cut of the check that they damn well please. Who are you? Their financial advisor? No. Then I scroll down and said, thought so. Now shut the fuck up and mind the business that pays you in dust. Now, as you can see, it got 149 retweets, 13 quoted tweets, and 570 likes. Now, for the most part, people saw where I was coming from in the comment section. But it wasn't until I got to the quoted tweets where I started to see some resistance. So let's go there right quick. Okay, so I see one right here. Deneen Soul said agreed, and if that was the case, why are they worried about it if we blew it or not? The real reason is simple. They know most of us will do something tangible with it and be able to hand down wealth to our children. Not to mention do a better job than most with it. Facts. But it goes back to that stigma that black people spend their money frivolously. You know what I mean, frivolously. So it's always that sentiment that we are horrible when it comes to our money. And besides, we've always said that if reparations was paid, that actually would help out the economy. But I keep going back to say their ego and their pride of us surpassing them economically, as well as in other areas, will not allow them to pay this debt that is owed. And then when they try to do it, in forms of college funds and other shit that we don't need at the moment. And if we do get it, let that come after. Then, of course, you know, you have the resistance from PC talking about, oh, we didn't own slaves. You weren't a slave. And let me remind y'all, and this can go for anybody. Reparations, the title of it is not called slavery reparations. It's called reparations, meaning from that point up into, it could be up to present day. because this extends past chattel slavery. There's a whole bunch of atrocities that have fell upon black people post-slavery. Hell, probably within the last 20, 30 years. I mean, let's run down some of them. Slavery, redlining, civil rights, segregation, Jim Crow, the burning down of all the black towns that hurt us economically because we couldn't build back from that, unfortunately. And I think integration had something to do with that as well. Different organizations that have been destroyed from, that black people created. The Black Panther Party, which programs that came out of it the government now uses. MOVE, that happened in 85, and they don't even talk about that. Let's move forward with that 1994 crime bill that number 46, Mr. Touchy-Feely, helped draft, that helped desecrate black families. The crack era. 3 strikes. Hell, we can throw in Hurricane Katrina because that heavily affected and impacted black people. Police brutality. And then it could also help us politically. It can help our neighborhoods. We could literally financially set ourselves apart from other groups. But the point of the matter is it will set us apart from other groups. Especially the one that has been dangling or holding us by the damn string for so long. And that's what they're fearful of. That we will break free of that. Let's see what else they're saying. That episode of Chappelle's Show might be partially responsible. It says the one thing we don't want to do is get the money, squander it, and be right back where we started. How can someone explain to me, if we was to get trillions of dollars, is there a way we would be able to squander all of that money very fast? Let's say we was to get $50 trillion. Do you know how many hundreds, thousands, 100,000, millions, billions, trillions of dollars that is? Now you find someone who can spend $1 trillion in a day or in a year. I'll give you a year. Then I'll be worried. I will be worried if someone can spend $1 trillion in a year. Then you have cause to worry. But this is someone I'm talking about right here. And this is a black person. Reparations is not just about us. Bullshit. It is about us. It's for us. Who else is it for? It's about future generations. We can't screw this up. Please think about that. See, this is one of the people right here I couldn't even have a conversation with. They sound defeated already. They said you make a good point, but please remember, whenever something like this happens and a but is in there, that usually means bullshit after the but. Keep this in mind. We are only going to have one chance to get this right. We should be. See, here's the thing. Every other group has had multiple chances to fuck up and be fuck ups. But if we mess up even one time, it's over. We're not allowed to have our mistakes. We're not allowed to have our screw ups. It seems like we're under this big ass microscope that's where our sun is beaming down on our ass and is about to fry us. But everyone else can have wiggle room, but we're stuck in a cramped, tight, dark, and cold space, and that's all we're supposed to be at. It says we should be discussing every single detail, including what happens after we get the money. I'm done with that. This person said, exactly. People blow it. That's on them. People act like black. Well, I wish he wouldn't said brown folks. Don't include them with us. Black folks can't handle money. We have some of the wealthiest people that look like us. Did you niggas forget about Mansa Musa? Emperor was worth $400 billion from gold and salt. This one says we are not respected and don't respect ourselves either. When the J community were given reparations, nobody doubted. Now, I had a back and forth with this person, but we found to a mutual understanding that what he said was some BS. We are not respected and we don't respect ourselves. So that's the litmus for us getting what's owed. What the fuck? See, this is why I included black people in this. Notice who I was getting the resistance from. It wasn't other PC people. It was from other black people. that was giving me resistance. Oh, well, it's good that we gonna get reparations, or we may get reparations, but bullshit afterwards. At the minute you say but, I tune you out when it comes to this conversation. I don't want to hear what you have to say after that. At that point, it's just an opinion. And opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. We are not respected, and we don't respect ourselves. Well, guess what? There's a lot of other groups that aren't respected, but they still got theirs. This one was just in response to someone said this wasn't in response to what I was saying. This was in response to something. This is the random tweet they put out there, and this person right here posted this up and retweeted what I said. They said Negroes be slow and forgetful, so you got to keep beating them with info. And he retweeted what I said. This person said exactly. They said this, which is basically in agreement with me. They said reparations cannot and shall not be in the form of a single item, thing, payment, not even land. It shall be a combination of resources guaranteeing success 100, not 99.9%. They said because people are racist. A common trope of anti-black racism is that black people are unintelligent, and even if they had money, they'd spend it all on vice. That's the excuse they've been given since day one, not to give us reparations and not to pay us too much when we are paid. That's true. But like I said, this tweet was more so almost was black people because that was who I was responding to the most. But yeah, PC definitely falls into that category for sure. This one says Native Americans wasted all theirs getting drunk. Nobody says anything to them. And they owned slaves. This one is to make them feel good about, quote unquote, not upsetting other groups for not getting anything. And one more says 100% facts. So those were all the quoted tweets that I had right there. But yeah, it just blows my mind when I get resistance from other black people, especially black people who are with FBA or ADOS, however you want to put it. When it comes to this topic, it's always some stipulation in there somewhere. I don't get it. And I may never get it. And maybe I don't want to get it. But I'll say this. For all those who have these stipulations for black people, and them getting what's owed, and you have a but every time, bullshit after the but, every time a rebuttal, then why don't you just give us your cut and we'll do with it what we feel is need to be done. And you can watch us put your money to use. After all, you've been watching PC and this establishment put your money to use forever, and you never ever question it. I'll say that again. You've been watching, or maybe you haven't been watching PC and this establishment put your money, your hard-earned money, to work for them for years. And you never ever question what they did with your money. Such as those taxes that get taken out, the bills that you pay, the banks especially. If y'all didn't know, the banks be playing with your money. The banks be trading your money in the market. A little tidbit that I've learned ever since I started trading in the foreign exchange market. The banks trade your money. So if you ever found that your account was a little bit low or a little bit was gone, that's probably where it went. That's why I always tell people to invest in the market. But what do I know? What do I know? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you text the number that is pinned down below in the comments so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video.